Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you're looking for unsecured credit cards for your new LLC or your new startup, then this video is going to help you, because I'm going to tell you about the banks that will look at stated income, okay? Meaning that you don't have to show proof of revenue in your business, okay? They just go off of stated income. All right, so that's very important for a lot of people, because when you start a new business, you don't have that type of information. Now, that being said, the first bank that I want you to look at is PNC Bank. Now, the reason you want to look at PNC Bank, if you have one near you, is because of the way that PNC operates. PNC is very flexible, especially to new business owners, new small businesses, okay? Now, they have a business credit card. And I tell you guys, it's very important that you choose the right business credit card. They have a business credit card that offers you 0% interest for 13 months on balance transfers and purchases. Okay, that's the business credit card you want to get. Another thing that PNC offers is also a business line of credit that goes anywhere from $20,000 up to $100,000. Now, the good thing about it is that with their lines of credit and their business credit cards, you can possibly get it with a soft pull. All right. Now, most of the time, they want you to open up a business checking account. Now, with PNC Bank adding to that is that they pull Experian FICO 9. Now, why is that a good thing? Because I always tell you that with FICO 9 scoring systems, you can build up that system much faster than a FICO 8 scoring system. And the way you do that is through authorized users, rental payments, subscriptions, as well as utility bills you can add to your credit file to build up your FICO 9 as well as your Vantage scoring. Now, the next credit card we're going to talk about is Chase Bank. Now, most people have a Chase Bank near them or in their vicinity. Now, the reason why you want to go to Chase Bank is because they offer business credit cards, okay? And so there's two credit cards that they offer that offers 0% interest for 12 months on balance transfers and purchases. Those are the two credit cards you want to focus on. Now, I know a lot of people focus on points and rewards and stuff. I don't care about that. I care about being able to borrow money without paying interest, all right? Now, with Chase, when you just start with Chase, if you don't have a relationship, on the business credit cards, they usually pull your Experian. But if you don't have a relationship, they may do 2 inquiries on your Experian as well as your TransUnion. Now, they are a FICO 8 score, okay? So if they see authorized users or on your credit file, they won't count that, or utility bills or something like that. They don't count that to help boost up your credit score. They're looking for strong primaries on the file. Now, here's the interesting thing about that. They will work with you if you have at least a 660, 670 credit score for your business, all right? Now, the key to them with Chase Bank is make sure that I would say if you have a low credit score, I would open up the business checking account and the personal checking account and let it garden for at least 90 days of deposits, all right? Now, when you first go open up your business checking, they're going to pull your personal credit anyway. But at the same time, if you can just hold off for at least 90 days and make those deposits, trust me, you have a higher chance of not only getting approved, but a higher limit, all right? So the next bank that you want to look at is Wells Fargo. Okay, now here's the interesting thing about Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo is another FICO 9 scoring system. All right. And so they have the business platinum, and it used to be 9 months. Right now, they're working on some new business credit cards and stuff. So you may not be able to find them in the system. You may have to either go into the bank, or you may have to call and apply over the phone. Now, the thing about it with Wells Fargo, being a FICO 9 and they pull in Experian, another thing that they have is their business lines of credit. Okay, so their business lines of credit, they have 2 types. You want the Advantage, okay, because the Advantage business line of credit, you can get that business line of credit if your business has been established less than 2 years. Their other business line of credit, you have to be in business over 2 years. Okay, now the average credit score for their line of credit is about a 680. Okay, for that business line of credit. With the credit cards, again, you can get a business credit card with about a 660, 670 credit score. Okay, now the next financial institution you want to look at is Navy Federal. Now with Navy Federal, here's the thing about it. First, you got to join. Now, one of the things that I always tell you, the easiest way to join Navy Federal, again, if you don't have any family member that's military and stuff, if you have somebody in your household that share the same address with you, if they join Navy Federal, because you share the same address, Navy Federal will allow you to join. Okay. Now, here's the key to it. Navy Federal, they do an internal score, which I talk about in many of my other videos. The interesting thing about it with their internal score is that they go from 100 up to 450. All right. And so depending on the type of accounts you have, the higher the internal score. Now, the internal score is only for credit cards. OK, now there's a separate credit card application you have to put in. OK, you have to put in for the business account. Now, here's the thing about it. I'm going to tell you about many of these financial institutions, especially with credit unions. They are very strict on the NAICS code. So if you got a high risk NAICS code, then you're going to have a challenge with getting them to open up a business bank account. So if you're selling like guns, okay, or gun parts or ammunition, all right, that's a high risk NAICS code. If you're in real estate, that's a high risk NAICS code. If you're trying to do a restaurant, that's a high risk NAICS code. Some forms of consulting is high risk NAICS code. If you're trying to start an ATM business, that's right, an ATM business. The reason it's a high NAICS code because of money laundering. All right. Or say that you're lending money out some other way. That's a high risk NAICS code. Now, if you have a high risk NAICS code and you're trying to figure out, well, what code I can complement to go with this so I can get funding, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation because it's very important that you actually do this. All right. Now, the next bank you want to take a look at is U.S. Bank. Now, with U.S. Bank, they also do a FICO 9. Now, with some parts of the region, they usually do TransUnion FICO 9. Okay, that's what they usually do. Now, the credit card, the best credit card that you want to go for is their Platinum credit card. The reason is their Business Platinum credit, because you get 18 months of 0% interest. Now, here's where I really think that U.S. Bank is very complimentary to any business if you're able to join them. Now, I'm going to tell you about their sister bank as well, okay? Now, again, you don't have to show any documentation to show proof of income and stuff for these here credit cards and stuff. And they'll give you up to $50,000. Now, here's the thing about it with U.S. Bank. Once you're a member of U.S. Bank, and this is interesting, if you're using the credit cards and you're paying it off or you're making your monthly payments and stuff, what they're going to do a soft pull every 6 months. Every 6 months, and they're going to check and see how well your business is doing. If your business is doing well, they're going to keep on just giving you automatic increases without a hard pull on your credit. Okay? That's so important because a lot of people will wonder or want to go to the bank and say, well, can I get a credit limit increase? But the problem is that you may have not continued to do activity with them. So gardening the relationship is definitely important. But if they give you a business credit card, make sure you use it and pay it back. Now, their sister company is Elon Financial. Okay, so if you're familiar with Connectus Credit Union, that's one of their sister companies. So, and what they do is use Elon Financial. There's a lot of banks out there, credit unions, and banks out there that use Elon Financial, and they pull TransUnion as well. And again, you can get business credit funding, credit card funding through them without showing any documentation. Okay, those are That's their sister company, okay? And a lot of people are not aware of this. Now, people think about, well, what about Bank of America? Now, here's the thing about it with Bank of America. Bank of America is a FICO 8 institution, okay? And they usually pull like a TransUnion FICO 8 institution. But the thing about it with a Bank of America, they are more conservative. Even though they will give you funding and stuff like that without documentation and stuff, they're more conservative than those other financial institutions. So that's the reason they're not high up on the spectrum with